Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I'm talking about a knife from HX Outdoors. This is the ZD-006A. It's a flipper frame lock, S35VN, interesting Tanto style blade there, and titanium handles. This one is from GearBest. I was very interested in this particular knife because it was so expensive on their website. It's $182.69 right now. There's a silver version, there's also an all blacked out version if that's your thing. But it was very intriguing to me because sites like GearBest have always been popular for their cheap knives, right? Cheap. $2 to $30. Like an average knife on one of these types of websites is like 12 bucks, 15 bucks, you know? And there's a lot of variety there, a lot of cool materials being used, and a lot of people are interested in them because you get usually higher end materials like better blade steels and handles and stuff, but for a cheaper price because they're made overseas. So that's what is really, giving these websites a lot of attention, and that's what I think has been most popular. So that really got my attention. I wanted to see what the more expensive versions of these knives was going to be like in comparison to, say, a $30 knife on the website. So before I get into the knife itself, I want to talk about the carry case. I think this thing is really cool. I did a first impressions video when I got this knife, as well as some other ones, and I really like this case. I still do. There is a carry option if you want to put this on a bag or something. You can put this on shoulder straps in a backpack, or you can attach it to a range bag or whatever. So it's pretty cool on the inside. I mean, the bungee is more for looks. I suppose you could put something underneath it, but even if you didn't like that, you can undo the clip, untie it, and just take that off completely. But it has a soft pocket on one side. All right, so you can store your knife in here, as well as put some other stuff in these elastic straps. Maybe you want to put a couple, I don't know, Torx wrenches in there, or maybe a little pen shape thing of a lubricant, so you can have that with you with the knife. I just think it was really cool. I honestly would love to see this carry sheath or whatever, or carry case, or storage case, I guess you'd call it. I'd like to see this on the website by itself for like $5 or something, but I have not seen it. Who knows, maybe in the future they'll offer just these, but I think it's pretty cool. I like it. So, especially when you're paying that kind of money for a knife, it's nice to get extras, It doesn't have to have a carry, case, but it does. So that was a nice little touch. So quick specs on here. So you can see it is a flipper design. It is a frame lock. Blade steel, again, is an S35VN. We have a 3.5-inch blade here. It's very interesting because it's a Tanto style blade, but you have like equal length edges here. So our straight edge on the bottom is about the exact same size as our secondary edge here, which is really unique. It's pretty cool. I kind of like it. It did come razor sharp, and I do believe this to be a genuine S35VN. I have no idea of the heat treat or anything like that. Sometimes blade steels are questionable from these overseas websites and stuff, but I do believe this to be genuine materials, as well as the titanium here for the handles. You can see the lockup here. Now, if you notice, there's a screw here because there's a separate piece, which also has, if you look through the frame here a little bit, a blade stop. Okay, so you cannot hyperextend this. It stops on the frame. This way, it's not going to bend all the way out and have problems or anything. Lockup is perfect on this knife. As far as its flipper on here, easy to access, but here is my huge issue that I can just not get over. This has an incredible detent in here. It is very, very uncomfortable to flip this knife open. You need a lot of pressure to overcome this detent. So here's closing. See, it really sucks in hard. I think it's just the bearing and detent, it's just too deep. All right, so when you finally build up enough pressure to overcome it, I mean, it does pop out very fast. I'm not exaggerating when I say that I've spent hours with this knife when I was on the computer answering questions or on my phone, just in my other hand, just flipping this open and closed, trying to break that in. And even right now, it's much better being, quote unquote, broken in, but it's still very difficult. And if I open and close this, say, I don't know, 20 or 30 times in a row, my finger gets really sore. And if you could tell, there's like a dent in there. It takes a lot of pressure. With firearms, they have, little tools you can get to find out how heavy the trigger pull is. They should have something like that for flippers. They should have a tool you can use to see how much force, how much pounds it takes to pop that blade out. So that is a huge drawback with this knife. As far as performance on this knife, it's great. Is it 182.69 great? Well, you know, that's a personal opinion. I think that the quality of the knife itself, the build quality, the materials used, it might be in that ballpark, you know? So I have to say, I mean, I was really on the fence when I first got this knife because I loved everything about it except for opening it. And clearly, it's something you have to do. You cannot avoid not opening it. If you want to use the thing, you got to open it, right? But I mean, I liked the way it looked. I liked the ergonomics. You can see there is a finger troll on top here, so you could choke up on it, get a lot of control. There's a little bit of a jimping on the back here. I wouldn't say like a full thumb ramp or anything, but a little bit of an angle there. So you can get a great grip on this, or you can choke down. It's very comfortable. I mean, I liked everything about it. It actually reminded me a lot of this knife. This is the Custom Knife Factory T90. Now, it doesn't look exactly the same. Obviously, it's different blade shape. It's a different color. You know, the design is different. But what was similar to me is this kind of industrial look. You know, all these different cutouts are on the handle. That was very similar to me. I mean, obviously a similar size. They're both flippers. They both have that piece that's in there. Okay, blade stop. But the big difference, obviously, this one is about twice the price of that knife. But this one is just done right. It is super easy to open. All right, that flipper, I mean, you barely touch that thing, and it's popped open, locked up, perfect. And of course, shaking it open is not gonna do anything, but shaking it closed, it's not gonna open up easily. All right, that's attention to detail. That is very good engineering. Okay, that detent in here is perfect. Very easy to open, very comfortable and wonderful to use. This, not so much. It becomes a hassle. It becomes a problem. Every time I carried this and took it out and used it, I was reminded of that detent being so crappy. That's really what it came down to. And it's such a shame because it's such a nice knife other than that, you know? So for the $182.69 price tag, I would not recommend this because I don't know anyone who would not care about a knife being comfortable. Once it's open, yeah, it's awesome. It's comfortable to hold. The ergos are great. The performance is very good. But who cares? Who cares if when you go to open it, you're gonna hurt your finger every time? So I don't know if you could take this apart and fix that problem or not, but it's definitely, for the price tag, not something that you should be expected to do, okay? In fact, when I open this, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm using, you know, further into my finger, okay? I have to actually put a lot of meat on here so I can push hard. If I use just my tip of my finger, I'm pushing really hard right now and nothing's happening, all right? I'm just getting a huge dented finger. It's very uncomfortable, as opposed to, again, a knife done right. Tip of my finger, no problem. All right, so I have to say, huge shame. I really wanted this to break in better. It has broken in. If let's say I use this for the next 6 months, year, is it gonna get even better? Maybe, maybe not. I have no plans on continuing to use it. I have lots of other knives that I want to test out and carry and use. So this one, I'm just concluding to be a problem. I don't know if this is a lemon. That's another issue too with a lot of these knives from websites like this, is that there's not much consistency. You may get this exact same knife and that is not an issue whatsoever. As opposed to every one of these that was made is probably the same, okay? So that's a lot of money to take to roll the dice, you know, and take a chance. Now, when you're buying that $10 knife, that $15 knife, or that $20 knife, yeah, maybe you'll roll the dice a little bit. Maybe you get a good one, maybe you don't. But for this price tag, I don't think it's worth the chance, you know. And like I said, it really is a shame. But that's the facts. Once open, yeah, it's awesome. But trying to get it open, you can see that my finger has slipped off. It's very difficult, very uncomfortable. Can't use the tip of the finger. Have to use the side of my finger. Just get a lot of pressure on that to finally pop it open. To finish off the specs, if you're still interested. 8.8 inches overall, close is only 5 inches, and 5.6 ounces. It is a little bit of a chunk, but I would say that it is a harder use knife if you can get over the fact that it's very, very difficult to open and uncomfortable. Or like I said, maybe you get a good one. Maybe I got a lemon. I don't really know. But I will tell you that I'm definitely disappointed in this particular knife. I had high hopes for this, and it has so much potential. As far as the pocket clip, worked great, carried great. All right, you can see there's a lanyard hole on there. I did not add a lanyard when I carried this, but you could. It's a very large lanyard hole, so accommodate some thicker cordage. I mean, overall, it's been done nice, you know. Fit finish is pretty good. Blade centering on here is pretty good. All right, no rubbing or anything. It's just I cannot get over that issue of opening it. So what a bummer. At the end of the day, more excited about the carry case of the knife, and that should definitely not be the case. So if you guys have this exact knife, please let me know in the comment section if you have this same issue. I want to say that it's probably a lemon. It's probably not going to be consistently an issue, but I don't know for sure. I don't have 4 or 5 of them to test out. I only have this one, and this one did not work for me. So there's my opinions on it. It is very, very unfortunate. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome day. And if you have any other HX outdoor knives, let me know what you think of them. Like I said, the other shorter one that I had, the little Tanto, that one actually worked out pretty good. The very few times I actually used it, but I didn't use it enough to do a review or anything. But that seemed to have, you know, no issues like this one did. That one opened totally fine. Also flipper, that's the one that had the removable flipper piece, you know, which is pretty cool. But anyway, that's all. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Take care.